Make sure you guys share this video, man. Okay. Right on YouTube. Make sure you guys share this video, man. Welcome to the Artist Live Chat for musicians all over the world. Anybody looking to take their careers to another level and become in control of their careers. You know, and this is the place to be. Make sure you share the video, man. Tag a group if you like. You know what I mean? Your favorite group, or tag an artist. I'm not sure how that works, but do what you got to do, man. You know what I mean? It's all love and we all mean well. This is for the benefit of everybody who is a part of the independent music community. You know what I mean? Echo, what's good with you, bro? I'm gonna check it, bro. I'm gonna check it. I didn't even know you sent anything, man. My apologies, bro. My apologies, bro. My schedule's been so crazy lately. I barely get a chance to do so. For the record, guys, I set my messages or my responses. I set my responses on Sundays, and if you see anything from me that's on social media that's not a story, it's automated. You know what I mean? So, you know, we really, I really got to work on being there, being able to check everything that's going on, everything that's going on throughout the week without me being there. I have to be able to check those inboxes and everything as well. You know what I mean? So my apologies if it's tough to get in touch with me on days other than Sunday. It's only because everything is automated. I'm either in here or doing other things, but you know, I'm working on it. Let's share this video, man. We got a whole lot to discuss today, man. You know what I mean? We got a whole lot to discuss today. It's no, much love, man. Much love, bro. It's a whole lot going on out here, man. You know what I mean? And I feel that the best thing for me to do today is like just explain the truths. You know what I mean? The truths of this music industry, the thing, what we're chasing, or what some of you are chasing. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of writing on this. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys have a lot of writing. You've invested a lot. You know what I mean? You've sacrificed a lot. You put a lot into your careers, and I love it. You know what I mean? I always love it because that's what I've motivated or I've inspired you. I try to inspire you guys to do so because, you know, it's out here for you. But here's the truth about the music industry, man. We're going to talk about a lot of truths today. We're going to make sure that you guys understand. You know what I mean? There's a such thing as being in the wrong position or the wrong profession. You know what I mean? For many of you, you may not know it, but the music industry, as you're approaching it right now, it may not be for you, you know? So if you're in a spot of your music career where things may not be moving for you as fast as you like, or you're not sure what the next step is or what your calling is here with this music, tune in for this live chat. You know what I mean? You in for a big treat, man. You know what I mean? You in for a big treat. More so than just the music industry, this life period. You know what I mean? Just life period. It's too short to be in such a suspended state for too long. You know what I mean? Life is too short to be in a suspended state for too long about it, not knowing what your calling is. You feel me? But here's the truth about the music industry from me to you. It's not designed for you to win, bro. You know what I mean? It's not designed for you to win. Time for the remix. Okay. Time for the remix. Yes, ma'am. Whenever you like to set that appointment, so far we have slots left in the week, but you know, they go quick. So we'll need we if you want to work on it, we can try to take a shot at that this week. You know, I wanted your help with Pro Tools, but for sure already, bro, already. This music, I mean, I've said this time and time again. You know what I mean? I've said it so many times before, so I don't think anybody should be surprised. But you know, take a deeper look at what I'm saying and really understand that I don't mean just like in general. I mean that as in all of the odds are stacked against you. All of the odds are stacked against you and I. And if there was a possibility, or if there's a such thing as winning or obtaining success from this thing, it's a lot of people out here that just don't want you to do that. You know what I mean? This is a tough business, and they'd rather see themselves eat before sharing it with somebody else. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm speaking from what I've seen, what I've heard. I'm speaking from years and years of this. I've been doing this for 16 plus years, man. You know what I mean? And no matter what day and age or what the new wave is or what everybody's doing, the underlying principles never change. You know what I mean? This game ain't designed for it's not designed for you to win, yo. It's not designed for you to win. You know, not only that, but we tend to get so lost, or we tend to get so sidetracked with so many other things, you know, because you gotta balance real life. You gotta balance real life with this music industry also. I know it's not easy. You know what I mean? I know it's not easy. Some of you guys been doing this for a long time. Some of you guys just started. So you may not have felt the gravity yet of how serious it is when you decide to dedicate your life to music, or when you're looking for overnight success. You don't understand what it requires to even get a peek at what's really going on, or a peek at a successful career. You know what I mean? Press 1 if you know what your goals are for the next year when it pertaining to this music. Press 1 if you know what your goals are for next year pertaining to this music. You know, real serious. I mean, this is a real serious topic. You know what I mean? I didn't even come in with a nice introductory like I normally would. You know, like I said earlier, there's just a lot going on right now, and it becomes draining at a point because, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying not to speak too much on a whole lot, but, you know, like I said, real life happens, and sometimes things can deplete your spirit. You know what I mean? Situations can deplete your spirit when you see them, and you wish better for people. You just wish better for everybody. So with that considered and everything else that's been going on lately, I need to make sure that you guys understand what's really going on here. You know what I mean? I need to make sure that you guys really understand what's going on here and know the best way around this system that ain't designed for you. You know what I mean? The best way to beat or move past this system that just ain't designed for you to win. It's not designed for you to win, bro. You know what I mean? Molly Ma, what's good with you, bro? Nothing much, man. I can't call it. Press 1 if you know what your goals are for your music as of next year. You know, number one issue with a lot of people, you don't know what your goals are. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what your next move is. You feel me? And if you don't know what you want, or you don't know what you're trying to pursue, you'll end up accepting anything. You know what I mean? You'll end up accepting anything, or you'll end up getting further and further away from it's a fly in here. Further and further away from what you really believe, what you thought you wanted, or what you really want. You know what I mean? I get it all the time. I've had a few consultations this week alone that have really put it into perspective for me, that a lot, like, artists really don't understand or know what they want out of this industry. You know what I mean? Some want the fame, some want clout, some want money, some want success, but nobody really understands nobody knows what it all means. You know what I mean? Break this music industry down and realize what it all means. The reason why we portray what we portray, or I'm not an artist, but the reason why you as an artist rap the way you rap, why you say what you say, why you portray who you are to the people, the reason why you do these things. And when you take a look at who's truly benefiting from it, a massive change needs to take place amongst the independent, or not just independent, the music industry, period. When it comes to us who hold the talent, we who hold the talent, we who get to say so over what's hot, what's not, what the image is, what the topics are. You know what I mean? It's so much deeper than just music. You feel me? It's so much deeper than just music. Some of you guys some of you guys have dedicated your lives to this. You know what I mean? You dedicated your lives to this, and I respect it, because I've dedicated mine as well. You know what I mean? I've dedicated mine as well. But we got to wake up, man. We got to wake up we got to wake up. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to get real repetitive here, I'm trying not to get real repetitive, and I'm trying to stay on a topic that's general. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to involve real life situations or personal situations, but the time is now, bro. You know what I mean? The time is now for you to wake up and realize that as a musician, you are being used. You know what I mean? As a musician, you are being used, and you're not even getting what you're owed. You're not even getting what you're truly owed for the amount of yourself that you have to put in or throw away to this music industry just so you can be able to say that you're famous, or just so you could be able to say that you cop the Lamborghini, just so you could be able to say that you rock shows or do what you do. You're not getting paid half as much as you're owed for you to put your life on the line like this, or for you to sell your soul to any entity that's willing to tell you that you're the next hottest thing out, or that you have what it takes to do this and that, when in reality, it's so much deeper. You know what I mean? It's so much deeper. You're a musician. You got to realize what that means. You really got to realize what it means to be a musician. You have to say so. You know what I mean? What's good with you, bro? Much love to you, man. You got to say so. You know what I mean? Don't let these folks fool you out here. I said this last week. Don't be fooled out here by what you hear in these songs, or what you decide to put in yours, what you decide, what image you decide to portray. You know what I mean? Somebody else is getting rich off of this stuff, man. You know what I mean? Somebody else is getting rich off of this. You're not getting what you deserve, and they don't plan on telling you how to get it either. You know what I mean? They don't plan on telling you how to get it. If you have no goals, if you have no morals, or if you don't have a solid foundation while doing this, you're going to end up being consumed. You're not going to get far. And if you happen to get far, it's going to hurt you. You know what I mean? It's going to hurt you in the long run. We really got to be serious about this. You know what I mean? We really got to be serious about when we decide to make this a career. You know what I mean? When we decide to make this a career, it's just so many different avenues, and so many different things that I can't approach or tackle right now. You know what I mean? But for the most part, in general, realize that this entire music industry is a game. You know what I mean? This entire music industry is a game, and it serves you no purpose if you don't decide to take matters in your own hands and do what's right for yourself. You know what I mean? Do what's right for yourself, because you're the example. You feel me? Do what's right for yourself. Put yourself in a position to win, because you're the example for not only other artists, you're the example for the children who look up to you, who don't even realize they're artists yet. You're the example for the children who won't ever be artists, but decide to live up to what you put in your music. You're the example. You're the example, and it's so much on the line out here. You know what I mean? It's so much on the line out here. Your family depends on you. You know what I mean? With this music industry, your family depends on you. You got people who look up to you. You have so much that so much on the line for this, bro. You know what I mean? So much on the line for this. So and by the way, you know what I mean? Me talking, feel free to ask your questions if you got questions about your careers or things that you can do to improve your careers, or you know what I mean, things that you can do to improve your careers, or any issues that you're going through. Feel free to put them down. You can interrupt. You can ask your questions. Make sure you ask your questions. You know what I mean? That's where the majority of the issue is. You're not asking enough questions, or you're not choosing a proper path. You know what I mean? The way I see it right now, we get caught up in fantasies, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm no different. I'm no different, because I've been there. I've been caught up in fantasies, and I believed that everything was going to be straight, or I didn't have to do much of anything. I didn't have any responsibilities as a producer, or I didn't have to educate myself on anything, and I can just continue living without any purpose or any what's the word I'm looking? Any conscious of what's the word I'm looking for? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Any conscious approach to try to get my career together. I once existed in that same state, and I realized early on that if I stayed there, I would have served nobody any good. You know what I mean? I would have been no good to anybody. I wouldn't have developed the knowledge that I have. I wouldn't have been able to give it back to you guys, and that would have done everybody a disservice. You know what I mean? I like to think of these live chats as being, if only 5% of a plus to your career or to your lives, then I've done my job. You know what I mean? If only 5%, if only 5%, but I wouldn't have been able to contribute that 5% if I was not aware, if I wasn't trying to get myself right. You know what I mean? You're going to have labels approach you. You're going to have people approach you. You're going to have people in your circles approach you. You're going to have close friends approach you and try to manipulate your artistry in order to benefit themselves. You know what I mean? That's just the truth of the game. You know what I mean? More so, industries, companies, and other A&Rs and managers, whoever you want to call it, whatever you're going to call it, they're going to approach you, especially if you're doing things right now. If you got quality music, if you buying your beats, if you're putting your music out the right way, you're putting promotion behind it, you're doing all of these things, people are going to start approaching you, bro. You know what I mean? People are going to start approaching you. If you're putting out dope videos, if you're doing your music right, then you are going to establish your credit when it comes to other people. You know what I mean? Your credit is going to be good. You're going to become a person to respect. You're going to become a person that people look up to, and you're going to become, most importantly, a person that people will look to screw over. You know what I mean? Beware now. Beware early. Beware early. Listen to what I'm telling you now. You know what I mean? This topic came about so fast. I was unaware that I will even be talking about this until the last minute. I was perplexed at what topic I was going to take on today. You know what I mean? But it just hit me, and I realized that I really don't believe that as artists you understand how much power you have, or how much potential you have, and what happens to everybody else when the artist doesn't realize the potential they have and they decide to take their career down the wrong turn. It affects more than just you as an artist if you decide to not make it. You know what I mean? It affects more than just you as an artist if you decide to not take your career serious enough to break through. So many people look up to you as an artist, man. So many people look up to you as a musician. So many people look up to you when you drop your music. I don't care if you ain't getting 1,000 views yet. I don't care if you ain't getting 100. Somebody out there looking up to you, and we got to set the example. You know what I mean? We got to set the example, and we got to let other people know that they can do it too. We got to let the children know that they can do it too. We got to let the person who has good music but don't want to put it out, let them know they can do it too. We have to create a community that's strong enough to be better. You know what I mean? And strong enough not to get used, because as an artist, that's all it is. Why do you think venues will pay you to come out and do shows when you have the people behind you, but they won't pay you when you first starting out? You know what I mean? They won't pay you when you first starting out, but once you put in the hard work, then everybody with you. You know what I mean? As an artist, you being used from the very moment that you decide to take your career to another level, because in the beginning, ain't nobody with you. You know what I mean? In the beginning, ain't nobody with you. And I hate to see you fall for the trap. I hate to see you fall for it. And I hate to see you surround yourself with people, or surround yourself in this industry with professionals who mean you know well. You know what I mean? I hate to see you years from now and everything that you have is gone, or everything that you work for in this industry is gone. You know what I mean? This is real life. It's real life, and it depends on how you do it now. What you do now will determine just how fast you make it or how fast you break it. You know what I mean? Listen to what I just said, man. As an artist, then the primary goal of everybody is to use you. You know what I mean? The primary goal of everybody is to use you, but not when you don't have it. They don't want to help you attain it. They don't want to help you get it. They don't want to help you keep it. But while you do have it, their goal is to use you to get them. Their goal is to use you to get them. A record label ain't gonna sign you. They're not gonna take a chance on you unless you can get them. You can get them right. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't with you when you rising, man. They ain't with you when you rising. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Keep that in mind. It may sound as if I'm going off on a tangent, or it may sound like what I'm talking about is a little obscure. But if you go back and listen to this live chat, I feel like an old head talking to a young buck. You know what I mean? I used to wonder all the time, why are you telling me these things? Why are you listening to me? Why are you telling me this? I know, but I didn't know. I had no clue. You know what I mean? I had no clue. I had no clue what the truth was. You feel me? When I say the truth of the music industry, I ain't talking about what you get paid for your music. You already know. You already see that these companies is paying you half pennies for what you do. You feel me? Your studio time ain't costing half a penny. You feel me? Your verses shouldn't charge half a penny for your verse. You can't make that back. You can't make your money back that you put into this industry with half pennies. Everybody or everything around you is out to get you. Everything is out to get you. You feel me? I don't tell you that to make you paranoid or make you, to put you in a position where you feel like you got to watch over your shoulder. But as a musician, you absolutely do. You know what I mean? As a musician, you absolutely do. You don't allow anybody or anything to come in and take what's yours or take what you owe, what you deserve. You feel me? You don't allow anybody to come in and take what you deserve or what you put in. You feel me? If you got to get out here and you got to put in your money, you got to invest your money. When you start seeing success from your music industry, from your career, make sure that you watch the company that you keep. Make sure that you watch the people who come and tell you that they can do this for you, or that you give them X amount of money, they can put you here. Or if you give them X amount of money, they can make this happen, or they can do this. You know what I mean? Make sure you watch all of that. Make sure you watch all of this stuff, man. This industry is not nice to musicians. The industry that's built on musicians themselves is not nice to musicians. You feel what I'm saying? The industry that without people making music would not exist does not favor musicians. I know you guys see it all the time. Auntie, how you doing? I love you. I love you so much. I love all of you, man. I love all of you. The last thing I want to see you guys do is become broken out here, man. You know what I mean? The last thing I want to see you do is become broken. Whether you're a musician, whether you're an artist, whether you're an engineer, whether you're a producer, just know that it's not designed for you to win, man. You know what I mean? As an artist, it's the artists have it the worst. You feel me? The artists have it the worst because I guess you could say like the majority of anybody can get a microphone and M audio box and call themselves an engineer, and they can cake off of the artist. You know what I mean? Anybody can make beats, and the artist is it seems as if, I won't even say it seems, the artist is the biggest target, bro. You know what I mean? The artist is the biggest target. The artist is the biggest target and don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. You know what I mean? You don't even realize you put all this money in your career and nobody's with you. Nobody's with you. But once you do get it, or once you do get your clout, or once you get your buzz, everybody's there, man. Pay close attention to this stuff, man. Pay close attention to this. I'm telling you the truth about the music industry. Not only within the industry, but outside it too. Outside of it too. The repercussions or the sequences that follow after you get your music career established. You know what I mean? After you get your music career established, the people that start showing up, the people that automatically that care all of a sudden, you know what I mean? The companies that want to do business with you now, but you probably tried to contact and they had nothing to say to you a few years down the line. You feel me? Be careful about this stuff, man. Be careful about this stuff, man. This is real life we playing with here. It's real life we playing with here. You know what I mean? You ever hear any of your favorite artists speaking on people stealing from the budget? You know what I mean? They turn around, all their money gone. They got to file for bankruptcy. You know what I mean? The worst, worst situations, bad situations can happen. You know, you got to protect yourself out here, man. You got to protect yourself out here. Make sure you educate yourself. The only way to beat this, or the only way for you to see better or do better, is to educate yourself. Educate yourself so that you don't end up being somebody's fool. So you don't end up being everybody's fool. Yeah, okay. You pay me half a penny. That's cool, but I know how to get more money off of my music than that half a penny that you throwing in my face, making it seem like that's all I have. You know what I mean? Everybody's so caught up on streaming right now. That's cool. That's cool. You know what I mean? Because everybody's using it. So yeah, I'm gonna put my music there. But why you gonna settle for that? Why you gonna settle for that? You know how many plays you got to get per month so you can make a living off of that? At the rate that you're going, are you ever going to, or are you going to anytime soon make a stable living off of your Apple Music or off of your Spotify account? Are you going to do that anytime soon at the rate that you're moving right now? You don't have to answer that personally, but I'm asking you guys a real question. You know what I mean? I'm asking you a real question, and I'm trying to get you to see the truth of things. No companies, I want labels. They can mean you well, but in the beginning, as of right now, nobody means you any good, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody means you any good in this music industry. Unless they're providing you quality, or unless they're providing you with a fair monetary gain. So let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Streaming platforms. Do they mean you good as an artist? Do they have your best interest at heart when they're paying you literally 0.005 or 0.002 cents for every stream that you get, while they're making $10 whole off of one person? You feel me? Do they mean you any good? They put your music everywhere, but are you getting paid what you're worth? You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about their worth or know your worth, but do they mean you any well? Streaming platforms? Yes and no. So let's go down the list again. Labels. They'll give you the money to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Or they'll do labels mean you any good? Now that's a tricky one. That's a real tricky one. You know what I mean? Perhaps they do and perhaps they don't. Labels ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Labels ain't for everybody. But even if they are for you, even if they ain't for you, they're not gonna tell you that. You won't know it until it's too late. You feel me? A label can, with the right artist, with an educated artist who's already done the groundwork, yes, a label can be your best friend. But if you're not going to educate yourself, if you're going to allow yourself to be manipulated by a label, they don't mean you any good. You know what I mean? Exactly. E3, it's all about not going in blind. You feel me? It's all about not going in blind. It's about not going in blind. That's what I'm trying. That's the main point that I'm trying to get across to you guys. You cannot go in this thing blind. You need to realize how much power lies in the title of a music artist. You know what I mean? You got to realize how much power lies in that. You know what I mean? How many people don't mean you well, but at the same time, you got to realize who's looking at you too. Who's looking up to you? How many people do you mean well? You feel me? How many people do you mean well? You guys don't know that when what you putting out here, you putting out music, and you know what music does? You know what music really is? Music is energy. Music is transferred energy, and depending on what you put out, you're affecting so many people out here, man. You're affecting so many people, and so many people look up to musicians. You feel me? So many people look up to musicians, and when you think about the people that look up to you, you also got to think about the labels or whoever's saying that your music needs to sound like this or sound like that, you got to think about the impact that you have, on the people. And you got to think about the people who are trying to impact you and are trying to affect you. Make sure that you know what you in for. You know what I mean? Make sure that you know what you in for, because you're going to be approached. You're going to be approached, whether you like it or not. If you're an artist and you're doing everything the right way, you're going to be approached. You know what I mean? Somebody going to throw a contract in your face, or somebody going to promise you the world. Somebody going to want to manage you. Somebody going to want to get you shows. Somebody going to want to shoot your videos. They going to want you to rap on their beats. Make sure you know what you in for. You know what I mean? Make sure you know what you in for, and make sure you educate yourself on this thing real. Make sure you educate yourself on this thing. I'm going to repeat that again. If you're doing your music right, then everybody's going to be for you. Everybody's going to be around. Everybody going to want to shoot your videos, want to sign you. Everybody going to want to be in your videos. Everybody going to want to be in your clique. Everybody going to want to be on stage. They going to want you to perform at their parties for free. They're going to want you to do this and that. Wake up and realize what's really going on here, man. Don't allow yourself to be used out here. You know what I mean? Don't you ever allow yourself to be used until you're getting your just due. Don't allow yourself to be used until you're getting your just due. All right? That's one side. That's one side. The people who mean you know well, and you got to mean others well too. That's the other side. You feel me? That's the other side. Because y'all got the power, man. You know what I mean? Y'all got the power. Y'all got the power as the artist. You got the power. They're not asking. They ain't even asking who make the beats. They ain't asking who make the beats. As a producer, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. But they looking for you. They looking at you, the artist, yo. They looking at you. They want to know what you got going on. Get discouraged to second guess their own artistry. That's what a label looks for. You feel what I'm saying? The label, I mean, and the only reason that any independent artist is rapping the way that they're rapping is it's a domino effect, honestly. You feel me? The label said that this kind of music is hot, so we're going to push this kind of music, and down the line, everybody thinks that you own the only way that you can prosper as an artist is by making this kind of music. You know what I mean? You got options out here, bro. You got options out here. The world is too large for you to be in a box. You know what I mean? The world is too large for you to be in the box, man. It's too large. You feel me? And not to mention, you putting energy out here, bro. You know what I mean? You putting energy out here. Like I said, that second half is looking at the people who look up to you with this music. You know what I mean? The people who look up to you, or the people who follow in your footsteps with this music, man. You feel me? The same way that you follow in your favorite artist's footsteps, the same way you try to rap like them, or the same way that you try to live the lifestyle that they rap about, it's all energy, bro. You putting that energy out here, you got to be careful how you stir it, man. You know what I mean? You got to be careful how you stir it. They never told you that, or they'll never tell you that. Your favorite rapper will never tell you that. They'll never tell you they ain't out here living like how they rapping about. They'll never tell you that. So that's negligence on their end. They neglect to tell you that. Now you out here doing it. You know what I mean? You out here doing it, and you getting yourself further and further from a true career in music, man. You got to be careful about this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna say that again. The first half is making sure that the labels, the managers, the A&Rs, and whoever is trying to get in your pockets is staying out of them. Of course, somebody's gonna make money off of you, but you got to make sure that you making your fair share. That's the first half, is making sure that you getting your just due. The second half is making sure that you realize that you are an influence by nature. You feel me? The first half is keeping them out your pockets, or keeping them just enough in your pockets to make sure that you got your plate still. And the second half is making sure that you realize your influence on the people as well. You feel what I'm saying? To this day, don't any rap songs or any records, any albums Don't any of these shits come with a disclaimer. Don't any of them come with a disclaimer. Don't any of these damn records come with a disclaimer where you can tell somebody viewer discretion is advised, listener discretion is advised. You know what I mean? Before you get out here and live like this or do this, it's just music. The government ain't making none of these cats put disclaimers on their albums. And they rappers hold more influence than the president. Rappers hold more influence than the president. You feel what I'm saying? That second half is so important. That second half is so important because it's more than one way to sell out, bro. You know what I mean? It's more than one way to sell out. It's real out here. You know what I mean? It's real out here. As musicians, as anybody who's been down, anybody who's going through anything, or anybody who ain't had a silver spoon, we all in this together, bro. You know what I mean? We all in this together. And I love to see when somebody finds their way out or when somebody gets put on a path to make it out of here. You know what I mean? But we can't leave and forget what we leaving behind and not consider how we came up off the people without uplifting them too. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's so deep out here, man. This is the truth of the music industry. This is the truth of the music industry. This what ain't nobody telling. This what nobody ain't telling. You know what I mean? This what nobody ain't telling. But when all the money dried up, or when all the buzz gone, when all that hype ain't the same next year, then everybody wondering why, or everybody wondering what. You know what I mean? Educate yourself, man. Educate yourself and open your eyes. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. You know what I mean? It has no choice. You know what I mean? It has no choice, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you see what's going on out here, man. You know what I mean? You see what's going on out here. And as I said, I didn't have a topic for the day. You know what I mean? I had no topic for the day, but at the same time, it's like I didn't know this was going to be my topic, and I didn't foresee the events or whatever's going on right now. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just like, you know what I mean? Why not, man? Why not? We got to speak on real life stuff, man. We got to speak on real life stuff, and we got to realize that ain't nothing really designed for us to win. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing out here designed for us to win. Nobody in any position that's trying to scheme. Nobody out here is looking and saying, I hope you take care. I hope you be successful. I hope you be rich for life. I hope you sell 1 million records and get 50% of the proceeds or 50% of your royalties or all of your royalties. Nobody's saying this stuff. Nobody means well by you in this industry, bro. Nobody means well. But you got to turn around and ask yourself, who do you mean well at the same time? Do you mean well by others also? You feel me? It's a mirror. It's a mirror. Don't nobody mean you well, but it don't matter if you don't mean others well either. It's the truth of this music industry. It's the truth of this music industry. You know what I mean? That's the truth of this music industry. You got to educate yourself, man. You got to educate yourself. You got to. You know what I mean? That's the only way to combat it. That's the only way to combat it. That's the only way for you to have a successful music career. That's the only way for you to get paid for your music properly. And that's the only way to make sure that nobody's hand is in your pockets deeper than they need to be. You know what I mean? You got to educate yourself. You got to make sure that you know just as much as the people trying to offer you opportunities. You feel me? The only way they learned is because they studied. You know what I mean? They studied, or hell, they wrote the book. They wrote the book, and the book is out there for you to read too. You know what I mean? You can't blame anybody if you get in a bad contract. You feel me? You can't blame anybody if somebody run off with your money that they said they was going to promote you with. You can't blame anybody if you didn't get the quality video that you wanted. Or you can't blame anybody if you got on stage and you didn't ask for your worth. You didn't charge your worth for getting on stage. We can't blame anybody. All we have are ourselves to blame. You feel me? Even artists who got bad record deals, bro, they had an option not to sign. You know what I mean? They had an option not to sign also. Artists with the worst record deals on the planet. Artists with the worst record deals on the planet. They'll tell you about the label did this and the label did that. They had the option not to sign, bro. You know what I mean? You got options. You got an option. You got choices. You got a bright future ahead of you as long as you acknowledge those factors. You got options. You got choices. You can say no. You know what I mean? You can say no, or you can go for better. We got to want better out here. We got to want better out here. If you don't want better, then ain't nobody want better for you. You got to read between the lines, yo. You know what I mean? You got to read between the lines, man. You got to read between the lines. It ain't as sweet as you think. It ain't as sweet as you think. You know what I mean? I ain't going to say that. Cats won't even click the button to share if we don't share with each other. Much love, man. Much love, Molly Ma. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? I already know you on game with it, bro. You know what I mean? I already know that. Bro. You know what I mean? You on game with it, life period. So it's only right. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel me? Like as artists, it's like being an artist is the toughest job in the world, man. The toughest job in the world because nobody's looking for the next big artist. You feel me? For sure. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. You know what I mean? We definitely got to discuss that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's important. Discussing your rates for your future opportunities and gigs. That's so important, man. You feel me? It's so important. As an artist, you got to discuss your prices. You got to know how much you're going to charge for your features. You got to know how much you're going to charge for your verses. That's the only way you're going to get paid is if you put a price on it. You feel me? All this free work saying my blessings going to come or, you know what I mean? I don't have to do anything. All that stops. You got to stop that. You know what I mean? You got to get what you owed out here. You got to get what you worth. You put your price on it and you speak your price proudly. You feel me? Who cares if they don't pay? At least you stood up for yourself and said, I'm going to make a living out of what I do. You know what I mean? Somebody going to pay it. Somebody going to pay it. You got to step up. You got to step up and you got to do better for yourself. You know what I mean? You got to do better for yourself. Not only for yourself, but like I said, people look up to you, yo. People look up to you as artists. People look up to you. It's people out there right now that you never would have imagined. They heard one of your songs and they really believe in you. They believe in you. They want to be just like you. They want to be just like you. Show them a better way. You know what I mean? Show them a better way. If they gonna end up being in this music industry too, show them that they can actually do it. Teach them. You feel what I'm saying? Teach them by educating yourself. You know what I mean? Just look at it. Look at it. How many artists from 10 years ago or 9 years ago, 12 years ago still got a successful career or still have much appreciated, Nene, much appreciated. How many artists that you looked up to 10 years ago still have active careers or successful careers that aren't doing other things? You know what I mean? Because they didn't get it, bro. They didn't get it. And the music industry wasn't designed for them to win. It was designed for a label company or a parent company to drain the life out of them or milk them, get what they can get out of them, and move on to the next. You feel me? It's to the point where the people really don't respect an artist who's been doing this for 10 plus years. If you've been doing this for 10 plus years, you old now. The music industry don't care about artists, bro. You know what I mean? The music industry don't care about musicians. They don't care about musicians, bro. You know what I mean? The music industry don't care about musicians. Wake up. Get yours now. Educate yourself on it now. You feel me? And when you get there, when you get to the point where your music career starts growing, Be careful of who you let in your circle. Be careful of who you counsel with. Be careful of who you sit with, and be careful who you stand in the way of. You know what I mean? Or be careful who you try to help as well. That's just the truth about it, man. But on the other end, be careful of the influence that you put on others on others. Be careful of that influence that you hold as a musician. I gotta keep on saying it, man. I don't mean to be repetitive, but today's topic is really a repetitive topic because it's so basic, but it's so detrimental at the same time. You know what I mean? It's so detrimental at the same time that music artists don't understand how much power they got, how much power your songs have. You know what I mean? How much influence you have over people. How many people really don't have your best interests at heart? You feel me? How many people really don't have your best interests at heart? That's the most important thing. How many people don't have your best interests at heart? You feel me? How many people have ever asked you to do shows, but they ain't paid you what you were worth? You feel me? I mean, I ain't even gonna say what you were worth because can't nobody give you 10 grand. Some people can't give you that. But how many times you done shows and they ain't even got money for your gas fare, bro? You feel me? How many times people ask you to do shows, you get all excited, you go and do it, you go and do it, but you realize you came home with less money than you went out with. And money ain't everything, but since the topic of everybody else around the musician is money, since they with you because you got money, since they want to be around you because you got the money, or since they want to be in your presence, they want to do business with you because it'll make them money. You need money too then. Feel me? Money ain't everything, but since everybody trying to eat off you, you need to eat off you too. Or you need to eat too. That's the truth of it. The truth of it, nobody ain't making sure you eat out here. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody making sure you straight, man. Nobody making sure you straight. Nobody making sure that nobody out here has you to think about once they get what they want from you. You feel me? As an artist, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's all I can say. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. You powerful. You are so powerful. You powerful. You powerful before you even know it. You powerful before you even know it. You powerful before you even know it. You got power out here. You got so much power out here. And once everybody else realize that, that's when the vampires come out. That's when their vampiric nature comes out. That's when they want to be around. That's when they want to do business with you now. Put your price on it. Don't have nobody around you if they ain't helping out. Put them to work. You know what I mean? If you got entourages, put them to work. Don't let nobody be around you for no reason. You know what I mean? Charge a fan club fee. You feel what I'm saying? Or charge an entourage fee if you got to. But don't have anybody around you that'll mess up your operation, yo. You know what I mean? Anybody want you on that stage, if they asking you to perform, you need your money. You need your money because they making money at the door. They making money at the bar. They doing them. They making money out the tickets. They doing all that. So you get you too. You know what I mean? You get you too. Make sure ain't nobody hands is too deep in your pockets. Make sure ain't nobody hands too deep in your pockets. You feel me? But at the same time, on the other end, make sure your influence, make sure you realize that you are casting an influence out here too. Make sure that you realize that as an artist, you casting an influence out here too. You know what I mean? I'm real repetitive today. Radio spins, the way that radio spins work, bro. I think I'm pretty sure that they work just the way advertisement do. So you pay in bulk. You pay X amount of dollars for say 10,000 spins, but those 10,000 they'll spin up real quick, like in about, depending on how many stations or whatever, they'll spin up real quick, bro. You know what I mean? But I'm real repetitive today. Repetitive today because two of the main things, it's two sides. It's two sides. Make sure your business straight so nobody taking advantage of you, and make sure your influence is straight so you not taking advantage of others. You know what I mean? So you not taking advantage of the people who look up to you with this music. Everybody loves a good musician, yo. You feel me? Everybody loves a good musician. We all have musicians that we love. You feel me? We all got musicians that we love, but they not putting disclaimers on their music. They not putting disclaimers. They don't even put it. They don't put it on their albums or nothing. They don't put disclaimers out here. You know what I mean? The youth go and follow that, but they're not getting the same results. They're not getting the same results, bro. You know what I mean? Be careful of your influence, man. Your influence is so powerful. Your influence is powerful. Your influence is powerful. I'm going to say it again. You, as a musician, you got more power than the president, yo. You got more power than the president. You feel me? You got more power than the president over the people. As a musician, what you say goes. What you say goes. They listen to you. They listen to you. They look up to you. They want to be like you. And labels know that. But they know that, yet they still ain't going to pay you what you worth. Labels know that they look up to you. Name one record label executive right now besides the obvious that's out here trying to be famous. They ain't trying to be famous, or they ain't trying to be in the limelight. They let you do it. They let you do it. And after you do it, they put you in a BS contract, and they milk you and take you for everything that you got. They take you for everything that you got. They take you for everything that you got, man. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Everybody knows that. Everybody but you, the artist. Everybody knows that the people look up to you. So that's why they want you to perform. That's why they want you to make an appearance. That's why they want to put you on the flyer. That's why they want the feature from you. That's why they want you to come to the video shoot. You know what I mean? That's why they want to manage you. You a target out here. You a target out here. Meanwhile, you just saying yes to everything. Yeah, come on. Yeah. I'll come. I'll perform. Yeah, I'll be in the video. Yeah, I'll do the feature for free. Yeah, I'll get on stage and act out for free. I'll do all this stuff for free. You know what I mean? I'll do all that. I'll do it. You a yes man. Artists talking about they don't like yes man, but you the biggest yes man that you know. Yeah, I'll do it all for free. You know what I mean? I'll do it all for free. Meanwhile, everybody else knew, or everybody else knows, that the crowd came out to see you. They came out to see you. So if that's the case, you could have booked your own show. You could have booked your own show and made all your money. You could have booked your own show and made all of your money by yourself. Stop giving these people the power. You got the power. Stop giving these folks the power. You got the power. You know what I mean? You got the power. But realize that with that power comes a great responsibility also. You know what I mean? With that power comes a great responsibility. You came up with so much. You came up from the bottom. You came up from the worst environment. You came up from this and that. Don't make it worse after you leave. Don't make it worse after you leave. You know what I mean? If that's the case, you as an artist become the people that I'm talking about. You become the people that I'm talking about who don't have anybody's best interests at heart, who ain't looking out for everybody else behind them. You feel me? It's so deep, man. You know what I mean? It's so deep, man. It's so deep. You got to put your feet on something solid. You got to put your feet on something solid out here, man. You know what I mean? You got to put your feet on something solid and stand for something. You got to put your feet on something so solid and you got to stand for it. So that means you got to stand for yourself. You got to be able to tell when something ain't right. You got to be able to tell when somebody don't mean you well. And you got to be able to tell when you don't mean somebody else well. That's responsibility. You feel me? That's responsibility. That's the truth about the music industry. That's the truth about it. That's the truth that nobody can see because everybody blind trying to chase a dollar. You feel me? Everybody trying to chase a dollar, but ain't nobody chasing the truth. Ain't nobody chasing the truth. This is the truth. That's the truth. That's responsibility. You know what I mean? That's the truth about it. It don't get no realer than that. It don't get no realer than that. There's real life out here, man. It's real life out here. It's real life out here. Don't nobody got you like you got you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say it again. Set the example, yo. Set the example. Set the example for the people who look up to you as a musician. You feel me? Set the example for the people who look up to you as a musician because they watching, and they're listening. You know what I mean? Show them that they can make it. Show them that they can really make it. Show them that they can really make it. You got to make it first, though. You got to make it first. So educate yourself and show yourself the way so you can pave it for others, yo. Show yourself the way so you can pave that way for others. That's just the fact of the matter, man. You know what I mean? That's just the fact of the matter. I didn't really come on here with a whole lot to talk about but that. You know what I mean? The truth about this music industry, inside the music industry and outside. On the inside, yes, people mean you know well. They want to take advantage of you. They want to use you. On the outside, make sure that you realize how much influence you really have over the people and what you decide to put out. Make sure you realize that your music is energy. Make sure that you realize that you putting energy out here. Every song you drop, every project you drop, everything that you say, you putting energy out here. You know what I mean? That's the outside looking in. You got influence. You have real influence out here when you decide to become a musician. You feel me? So just make sure that influence is inspiring people to do right or do what you do. You know what I mean? Inspiring people to get out here and try to make it like you. Music is powerful, man. Music is powerful. Music is so powerful, man. It's so powerful, and it's too powerful for you guys to not realize your worth. For you to not realize how powerful you are as musicians, man. It's too real out here for that. It's too real out here. It's too real out here for that, man. But like I said, man, that was my main approach for the day. You know what I mean? That was my main approach for the day. I didn't plan on staying on long. I feel like I got the just. You know what I mean? If you guys have any questions, you know what I mean? Like, as always, feel free to ask them. If you got any questions or any issues that you're facing in your careers at the moment, anything that you're going through in your career as a musician, make sure you ask your questions. Unfortunately, Instagram is about to clock out on us. It always does around about an hour. You know what I mean? But appreciate everybody on Instagram for coming through. We do this every Sunday at 6 p.m. So make sure that you tune in next time. If you like to stick in for the extra, make sure to come in on Facebook. My Facebook is Lakim Golden, Lakim Golden. Appreciate you guys for coming through on Instagram, man. Yeah. Excuse me. Well, where was I? Yeah, if you have any questions or any issues that you're going through in your music career personally, make sure you ask your questions. You know what I mean? I've said what I've had to say. For sure. Mono, I got you, bro. I got you. Nene, appreciate you for watching, man. Appreciate you for watching. You know, it's I love doing these, and normally we go over fundamental things and more towards the business side, but you know, I feel as if I've neglected to explain that real life is happening at the same time. You know what I mean? Real life is happening at the same time. And while I don't want to speak personally on situations, the best thing that I can do is try to get people to realize, you know what I mean, what power we do have as musicians, and make sure that nobody neglects what's going on out here without pointing fingers at the culprits or at the entity that's causing it all. You know what I mean? It's an endless loop. You feel me? Situations happen, and those situations have certain influences, and those influences come from the situations that happen, and then they also come from other, you know, things like music, and nobody's asking the questions, but it's just constantly going in a loop. It's constantly going in a loop, and ain't nobody asking the right questions, or nobody's saying what the issue is, and nobody realizes who has the real power. You feel me? Nobody realizes who has the real power. You feel me? The devices. You feel me? Nobody realizes who has the real power, and nobody decides to exercise that power in a better way. You know what I mean? Nobody decides to exercise that power in a better way. It's always a better way out here, man. It's always a better way out here. So that's why I wanted to make it my business to talk about this on this live chat. You know what I mean? I wanted to talk about this because don't nobody know the truth. Nobody's considering the truth. Nobody's considering the facts. Nobody's considering how influential music is. Nobody's considering nobody's considering the fact that none of the artists that they looked up to still have stable careers or weren't around for the long run, and nobody's asking why. You know what I mean? Nobody's asking why on a bunch of different things, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what that was the importance of this live chat here. You know what I mean? Dolo said, matter of fact, apologies, Dolo. We got somebody asked a question earlier, right before you. We're gonna answer these in the line. You know what I mean? Shamin said, how do I figure out the best song to use as a single? Only one way to find out is to put them out. That would be the only time that I would recommend using SoundCloud, because you don't want to put it out on a large platform first. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you could take them down, but you don't want to waste that. You feel me? So I would say you put a single out on SoundCloud and you use your fan page to run advertisements to that SoundCloud link to that song, and you see what the reaction is. You know what I mean? You see how people are feeling about it, or you see how people are responding to it. Or if you like, what you can do is you can make a playlist of the records that you want to push as a single, and you can direct traffic from an advertisement to that entire playlist link. And you can just ask in your post, you can ask people, which song should I use as a single? Simple as that. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And depending on your response, you'll know exactly which song you need to roll with. You feel me? But that's the best. That's the only way that I would recommend SoundCloud for any kind of commercial use is listening purposes when you want to figure out what your single is. You know what I mean? So that's very effective. Honestly, that's something that people, I say it all the time. That's something that people pay me for, honestly. You know what I mean? But it's harmless as far as me giving that information out. I just want everybody to be doing that anyway. When it comes to trying to pick your singles, you can put the song out until that song has reached 1 million people. It's not an old song. You know what I mean? It's fresh. It's brand new. You feel me? It's fresh and it's brand new. So put it out on SoundCloud, run some traffic to it, and see what the response is. You know what I mean? Facebook has a engagement type of ad. I think it's called an engagement ad. So more people who are likely to comment and like and do what they do are going to end up seeing that ad. You know what I mean? Facebook is a powerful place to run advertisements. Dolo said, how do you go about setting your price on your features and shows? Well, me personally, I always say you go about your bills. You feel me? You go about what your bills are. You take your average, or you take your sum total of all of your bills for the month, and you ask yourself, how many times would I need to do this in order to pay pay my bills for a month? How many shows? Of course, you probably can. At a certain point in your career, you will be able to do one show and pay all your bills for the month and still have money left over. But as of now, I would say, boom, how much would I need to charge in order to do X amount of shows? How much would I need to charge in order to do X amount of shows and pay my bills for the month? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe if you were charging, say, I don't know, $500 per show. If you were charging $500 per show, then you would know if I got we got to go beyond that. We got to go before that. If your bills per month were, say, $600, then you could say, all right, I'm going to charge $200 to $300. If I charge 2, I need 3 shows. If I charge 3, I need 2 shows in order to pay my bills, and that's what I'm going to charge for shows. Now, versus, you know what I mean? If it's an independent artist on the rise, of course you can't knock them in the head. You feel me? Because that's not nice, and it's not. You're probably not going to get it. But factor in your studio costs. How much is it going to cost for you to get to the studio to record it, and how much is it going to cost for you to contribute to what you got to do too? You know what I mean? Say if you want to treat yourself to a nice meal afterwards, or if you want to put some money up, say, boom, if my studio time costs X amount of dollars per hour, and I want to be able to put aside, say, X amount of dollars for my next studio session, or for me personally, charge that much, you know what I mean? Or charge around that area. You did what you, but it's all custom, it's customizable, but just make sure that you setting yourself up to pay your bills, or you setting yourself up to handle the studio costs and have a little money left over too. You feel me? You can't do much love and respect. Made sure I shared this on all my pages. Much appreciated, Molly Mom. Much appreciated, man. Much love, man. Appreciate that to the fullest. You know what I mean? Appreciate that to the fullest, bro. But yeah, that's just where we at with it, man. That's where we at with it. Before I get out of here, let me end this by saying, it's life is short, man. You know what I mean? Life is real short, and so much is going on nowadays, man. Like, so much going on. Like, you may not know it, but I am highly upset and highly emotional based off of what's going on in my area alone for the past few years. You know what I mean? It's mind blowing, and it's very upsetting. You know what I mean? It's so much going on in this world right now, man. And we blaming people, and you know what I mean? That's cool. You can blame, but we can't control other people. We can only control what we can directly influence, and that's ourselves. You know what I mean? That's ourselves, and it got to start somewhere, man. We got to start pointing the fingers at ourselves and asking, what can I do? How can I change? You know what I mean? What power do I have over anything? It's just a constant web, man. The record label looks to the artist, you know what I mean, for what's hot. The artist looks to the people because and the people look to the artist. Everybody's just looking to everybody. Everybody's looking to everybody else for a confirmation, or everybody's looking to everybody else for the green light on what I can do or what I should do, what's cool and what's not. Look at yourself, man. You know what I mean? Look at yourself. Ask yourself why you rap the way you rap. Is it because of you? Is it because you want to do that, or you trying to be popular, or you know what I mean? Because everything has consequence, man. Like the lives we lead, what we decide to do, everything has good and bad consequence, man. As an artist, I told you, you're gonna get to places and people gonna want their hands in your pocket. People gonna want everything that you got. You know what I mean? They're gonna want to get everything that you got and more. So once they're done with you, they're gonna move on to the next artist. People gonna want to put you on stage. They're gonna want to do shows with you. They're gonna want to, you know what I mean? Everybody gonna try to be the man next to the man, you know what I mean? Or the woman next to the woman. Don't let them do that. You know what I mean? Not without getting yourself straight first. That's the first half. On the second half, make sure that you realize how much of an influence you have on the people who listen to your music. You feel me? As an artist, you directly influence more people than the president, man. You feel me? You directly influence more people than the president. And you know what I mean? Music is energy. It travels. It makes noise. You feel it. You know what I mean? You see it. You see the music in people and the actions that we all choose to take based off of the music or the artist that we look up to, man. Like it's real. Like it's all real. It's all real. We are devices, man. Like, you know what I mean? As musicians, we are devices. So in a sense, we are meant to be used, but we also influence. We also influence more than we know. So make sure you realize how much influence you got out here, man. Make sure you realize how much influence you got, and don't let nobody else misuse or misrepresent that influence. You know what I mean? That's just real facts. You feel me? But with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, though. You know what I mean? Like I always tell you guys, man, I love you guys, and I want to see you guys do great things. I know you can, but you got to make sure that you keep your eyes open. Make sure that you keep your back guarded. Make sure that you keep yourself grounded. Make sure that you plant your feet on something solid. You know what I mean? So you can really stand for something out here, man. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to do the wrong thing. You know what I mean? It's so easy to do one wrong thing, and you know what I mean? You end up having to make atonement for it, and you can't, you know what I mean? With stuff you can't pay back. You feel me? So with all that being said, man, just be mindful. Be mindful. Come back and watch this live chat again from the top. If you caught it just now, or if you caught it early, if you caught it late, make sure you watch this whole live chat, man. Especially if you're a musician. If you're not a musician, it applies to everybody, man. It's real life out here. It's real life out here, and you know what I mean? We got to hold ourselves. We got to hold ourselves accountable, and make sure that we progress our careers, and we also progress the people that are behind us, looking up to us. You know what I mean? It's we got to help. We got to help each other. You feel me? But with that being said, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. If you're going somewhere tonight, be safe on the road. If not, still be safe, man. You know what I mean? Just be careful. Be safe. Be careful. Spread the love. I say this every week, man. I say this every week. Spread the love, man. You got to spread the love out here, man. It's so crazy. There's so much going on, man. You got to spread the love. You got to make sure that everybody knows that. You got to make sure that everybody knows that you can love out here. You can love. That's an option. You know what I mean? It's an option. We just ain't got to, you know what I mean? We ain't just got to be out here to be, man. We can be out here and support each other. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like the way that I'm feeling, I just may go live like later on in the week on some real life stuff. You feel me? I try to keep it in this music, but I may have no choice at this point, man. It's just so much. You feel me? But like I said, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Love you guys, man. Be safe out here, yo. Hmm.